you for coming back to Bali today. We have such a treat for you. For years, we've read his column in the Bali Advertiser. And with me is Dr. Rob. Now, Dr. Rob covers film, but today, because of our Ubud theme, we're going to talk about art.
I get to talk. Hi, Nancy. Great to be here.
Thank you.
And great to be here in Ubud too.
Yeah.
Isn't it fabulous?
It is really lovely. People say the real Bali, which I think is not fair. But in terms of lots and lots of green, it's nice.
It's here.
Yeah.
So in honour of our Ubud Day, I'm going to look at some local artists who are on exhibition in galleries up here in Ubud.
Right.
Unfortunately, they're not Balinese, but they're all dealing with work which is specifically related to Bali.
Okay.
So that'll be interesting.
So it's kind of the expat art.
Yeah, it's expat art.
All right.
Yeah. Okay, now the first guy, what we need to do, first of all, I'm terrible with pronunciation. So I've got no idea how this is going to come out. Anyway, his exhibition is called Lovely Moonsters.
Not monsters.
No, Moonsters.
Okay.
And it's by a guy called, is this correct? Rascal, that would probably be it. Rascal Salvarati.
That sounds very convincing.
I hope I got it right.
Yeah.
I think there should be a law that artists have real names. like Tom or Fred or David or something. Something you could pronounce easy. Anyway, before we go on to his art, we have to talk a little bit about Nippy. I don't know, I mean, all of our viewers probably know what Nippy is, but there might be something...
you know, we have people who may be only planning to come to Bali. So please feel free. Explain Nippy,
Yeah, we need to explain a little bit so we understand what the art is. Okay, Nippy is the New Year, the Balinese New Year. And it's celebrated with 24 hours of total silence. We literally have to lock ourselves in our room, turn the TV down very low. You're not supposed to say that.
I only read.
Only read. No lights.
Yeah.
You can't cook, nothing. It's just 24 hours of total nothingness. And you're supposed to contemplate and think about your life and what you've done wrong and how you can improve it in the next year and all this sort of stuff.
I love Bali.
Anyway,
I love living here.
It's so bizarre.
You know, what do people do at Christmas? No offense. But outside of Bali, the big change of the year, New Year is how drunk can you get?
Yeah, exactly.
Which doesn't appeal to me. So, yay Nippy,
So, yay Nippy. But before Nippy, the night before, they have the Ogo Ogo. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Ogo Ogo.
Ogo Ogo.
Ogo Ogo
please,
procession.
an actual pronunciation, please.
Okay, so we'll
better.
Thank you. Correct. Okay, now these are monsters, like demons from the Balinese mythology, which are created out of like chicken wire and plaster of Paris, and they're painted, and they're huge. They can be like, the size of the ceilings.
Ragda is a demon out of my own personal fears. As a woman,
She's the witch.
That's right, and you never want to look like that, do you?
Exactly.
So it's very personal.
Yeah, so all of these, and this happens all over the island, right? It's just not here in Ubud or whatever. It's every village all over the island. They take these effigies, these monsters, and they parade them around the street to sort of scare the other monsters, to scare the evil spirits away. Right?
Okay.
So it's a cleansing sort of process as well. So now back to this artist. So we needed to know that. Back to this artist, Rascal Salvarati. Anyway.
Savarita, I think.
Savarita. Back to him. He's been living here. He's from the Philippines originally. And he's been living here maybe 4 or 5 years, so we've seen the Nippy ceremony, the Ogo Ogo procession, many times. So he's been inspired to create a series of paintings based on the Ogo Ogo monsters.
Oh, okay. I'd love to see that.
They're really great.
Yeah.
They're really, really charming.
Have you brought images?
Yes, I have. We have some images.
Okay.
Shall we look at those?
Can we go to images here? You keep telling me about it, and we'll figure out a way to show you the images.
All right. Well, the first one which is coming up is called Ganesha Enigma.
Yes.
And if you see, it's the elephant god, and he's doing his thing, but it's fun, right? And all these works they're created in watercolor inks on paper with pen on paper, but they're not big. They're only about like this big by that big.
All right.
But then they're surrounded by Balinese batik, or that wonderful material they use, which is like red or green, but covered in gold.
It always looks a bit like brocade.
Yeah.
I think of brocade. I don't know if that's accurate, but...
Yeah. So there's sort of there's the paintings, and then the brocade, and then the frame, or whatever.
All right.
So they glow, and they're like jewels. They just sort of shimmer. But all these little monsters, and there's about maybe 2 dozen of them in the exhibition, they're all different. They're all fun. They all have personality. They're really, really lots of fun to just sort of look at. But I think what the artist is actually trying to say He's trying to make us think about, say, the monsters inside of us, our own inner demons. And I think Raskal, or whatever his name is, he's
sorry, Raskal.
He's sort of saying maybe we spend too much time thinking about our own problems, and, we become depressed or whatever, that these inner demons attack us, right?
Okay.
So he's saying, look at our inner demons, these horrible, awful inner demons, and turn them into lovely monsters.
Oh,
lovely moonsters.
It's really funny because...
Moonsters based on monsters and the Nippy Moon cycle and all of that business.
Yeah. So freeing ourselves of these fears.
Of these fears, yeah. And that's what I think Rachel's show is all about.
Right, thanks.
But they're just lovely art objects anyway. Even without, say, that history of Nippy and the Ogre, they're still charming and attractive. And
now, all right, where do we find them?
You find them at Café des Artistes.
Okay.
They're on exhibition there.
Is that hard to find? I don't know it at all.
I have the address.
Great.
Jarl and Bismarck 9X.
There you go.
Café des Artistes, Jarl and Bismarck 9X.
Okay. Keep in mind, this will be on our website. So if you didn't catch it right now, you can catch it on our website. Yeah.
Okay, now the other one I want to talk about is a Hungarian lady called Eva Schumi. That name I can pronounce. So Eva was born in Budapest, and she trained there at the Academy of Fine Arts, and she's 31 years old. In 2006, she moved to Bali, and she lives here in Ubud, on the outskirts of Ubud, but it's very romantic, Nancy, you'll love it. She met a Balinese man, they fell in love, they got married, she had a little baby boy. So she's very much part of a Balinese family here, right?
Absolutely.
Very involved with them. So she has sort of like a unique outlook on Bali.
Absolutely.
She gets to see things which many of us don't have. Right? So she has deeper insights into, say, the Balinese lifestyle and the way Balinese people do things. Right?
That's fantastic. And also even bringing that European view of the Balinese world.
Well, what's interesting about her... Well, let's say to begin with, Eva's more, say, a traditional painter. She's not an abstract painter or anything like that. She's quite traditional. In particular, one painting called No Women, No Cry, and then there'll be another one called Are You Already Tattooed? So anyway, she's a traditional sort of artist, but she uses very bright colours like mauve with lilac with turquoise, these sort of like really jarring colours. But her art is in like two sections. One side of it, she looks at what we're just discussing, so like the decadent, hedonistic lifestyle many, say, Westerners have here, many Bule have here. And she sort of criticises. It can be quite cynical, that side of her art.
Interesting, no?
But then on the other side of her painting, in particular this one, Are You Already Tattooed? Or another one which I like very much called Mr. Pigman, I Love You. She looks, the paintings are more warm, they're more tender, because she's looking at something obviously she's very involved in, which is, her Balinese family and Balinese traditions, Balinese customs.
You know what, darling? I love your descriptions. We have to take a break.
Already?
I know. It comes so fast. So
next week films.
Next week. Oh, that's right.
Next week films. Next week films, guys.
So see you in a few minutes.
Okay.